and welcome to the 2021 Nonprofit Excellence Awards. My name is Katrina Shaw, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as Chief Executive Officer of Freedom House. I am also the 2016 recipient of the Nonprofit Excellence Award in Leadership. Winning the Nonprofit Excellence Award was a phenomenal experience for me, but more importantly, it was validation of the hard work that my team puts in and day out on behalf of our students. I cried as a table full of Freedom House staff and students cried along with me. It was made even more special because the award was given by you, my peers. Now, as the leader of a historic civil rights organization that works towards educational equity for Black and Brown students, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the social injustices that pervade our communities and makes our work more critical now than ever before. As a sector, we thrive on cultivating the best that our society has to offer to establish equity to those most marginalized. Indeed, our work is social justice in action. However, we are not without blemish or fault. Indeed, racism is a festering public health crisis that has impacted us all and has left many of us wondering if we can win this century-old battle that for me began with the shackling of my great-grandfather Velvet, the sharecropper life of my grandfather Odell, the Jim Crow dehumanization of my mother Gertrude, and now the active Black Lives Matter movement with my daughter Gertrude Elena. The truth is that our past and our present are both overwhelming. It is a lot to take in, but in this moment, I invite us all to breathe. Because I come as one this morning to remind us of who we are as a sector. We are the ambassadors and the executors of hope. Hope that comes in the form of equity on many fronts and the hues of many faces. On behalf of all previous Excellence Awards winners and finalists, I would like to welcome this year's group to a family of nonprofits and professionals that have set the gold standard for excellence for the past 12 years. As I alluded to earlier, we have our work cut out for us, but together, and only together, are we up for the challenge. We are so pleased to count you among all of our ranks. With that said, I will pass it off to today's MC, Caitlin Flint. Thank you.
Katrina, thank you for those excellent opening remarks and for joining us once again this year. Good morning to everybody. I'm Caitlin Flint, a morning reporter on NBC 10 Boston and weekend anchor on NECN. It is my pleasure to be this morning's MC. Working throughout the entire pandemic, I saw firsthand just how hard communities, individuals, families were hit. The needs that were growing, leading to higher demand for services, things like food, clothing, financial support, mental health support, and beyond. The importance being placed on health care and access to nutritious meals for kids who are also struggling already to try and complete their schoolwork from home. But in the face of all those obstacles, I also saw and covered how countless nonprofits across the state took these challenges head on and worked tirelessly to make sure needs were being met and services were not lacking. Nonprofits carried the weight of so much this year and beyond, and without the hard work being done in this sector, more people would have struggled to find their way throughout these difficult times. The Nonprofit Excellence Awards were created to celebrate the excellence and the impressive impact of Massachusetts' nonprofit sector. Nonprofits from the Berkshires to the North Shore and Cape Cod are making a difference in so many lives and on the quality of life in communities that they work in. All of these nonprofits, while they represent a diverse range of missions, perspectives, and approaches, share a common commitment, and that's to the common good. Today, we honor your commitment to idealism, achievement, and excellence, one that is shared by hundreds of thousands of nonprofit workers across the state and everyone who supports their work. During today's virtual ceremony, we will hear from our presenting sponsor, watch video messages from Senate President Karen Spilka and Speaker of the House Ronald Mariano, enjoy a beautiful musical performance, and conduct some official M&N business. But most importantly, we're going to honor the 29 finalists and announce those 6 winners of this year's Nonprofit Excellence Awards. But before moving on, we would first like to just say a couple of thank yous. First, to the nonprofits all across the state who are working tirelessly to lift up and support communities, especially over these past 16 months. We say a very big thank you. Thank you for your commitment to others, for your passion, and for making a real difference. Second, thank you to all of the sponsors of this virtual event: Appleton Partners, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts, Harvard University, InSource Services, and the Massachusetts Health Connector, whose support of MNN and of the nonprofit sector is invaluable. And now, before I pass things over to the presenting sponsor, I want to encourage all of you to go ahead and enter the chat when you're tuning in today. This is what the benefit of the virtual world is, right? Don't forget to live tweet this year's event. Take pictures of you watching the program. Just let your friends and colleagues know of the great work that's being done by the nonprofit sector in our state. So now I want to pass things off to Lisa Murray, Senior Vice President at Citizens, the presenting sponsor of the Nonprofit Excellence Awards. Citizens has been the presenting sponsor of the Nonprofit Excellence Awards for many, many years, and we are so grateful for their ongoing support of this important occasion. Citizens leverages its strengths as a leading financial institution to fight hunger, teach financial management, and strengthen our communities. For example, Citizens invested $750,000 in Massachusetts alone to support individuals and small businesses impacted by COVID-19, as well as unrestricted funding to allow their nonprofit partners to respond to these emerging needs. Additionally, in 2020, Citizens expanded its commitment to social equity with a $10 million worth of investments. This is all across its footprint, including grants for minority-owned small businesses, efforts to raise awareness of racial disparities like the Let's Talk Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion series for nonprofit partners, and supporting organizations providing technology, education, and digital literacy initiatives for underserved communities. Lisa, thank you. That is so much work. Thank you for everything you are doing, and thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thanks, Caitlin. It's great to be with you all for this amazing celebration of our nonprofit community. Nonprofits play a critical role in the well-being of our economy and our communities, and the last year and a half has made that only that much more clear. We at Citizens have been so grateful for our partnership with the Massachusetts Nonprofit Network, which raises the profile of the incredible work nonprofits are doing across the Commonwealth. A special thank you to Jim Clockey and team for the hard work they've done to bring this event to life. At Citizens, working together to benefit our communities is part of our DNA. In the past year, our colleagues remain dedicated to making a difference, volunteering more than 122,000 hours, teaching financial empowerment sessions, serving on a range of nonprofit boards, and many other activities to lend a helping hand. As part of our efforts to promote social equity in our communities, we worked with Inquest Consulting to bring DEI knowledge and best practices to nonprofit partners and clients across the footprint through Let's Talk Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion series. To amplify the innovative work of nonprofits here in the Commonwealth, we partnered with NECN NBC 10 on one of our unique programs, Champions in Action, which provides funding, promotional support, and other benefits to help organizations take their work to the next level. Earlier this year, we recognized the Daily Table in the category of COVID-19 response for their work to make fresh, healthy food accessible and affordable for our neighbors during a time when they needed it the most. Daily Table quickly pivoted to provide meals to the community, launched an online grocery ordering and delivery service, and stepped up for their frontline staff and additional pay and benefits. As a champion, the Daily Table received funding, promotional support, and other benefits that helped them deepen their impact. At this time, I would love to share a video with you that illustrates our colleagues' work in the community.
At Citizens, we know the importance of supporting our communities. We step up to help local businesses thrive. We help feed hungry families. We give organizations the resources they need to succeed. We empower fellow citizens to plan for their financial future. And we volunteer our time to make a difference. Because we don't just work in your community, we live here too. We are citizens helping citizens along the journey.
As we collectively build back, this celebration of nonprofit excellence is an important way we can honor the accomplishments of individuals, celebrate the positive impacts of some outstanding organizations, and be inspired as we move forward together. I'm pleased to share that today's awardees will receive $500 in contributions to their organization in honor of the extraordinary work they are doing. Congratulations to all the honorees, and thank you again for everyone for joining us here today.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much. And you know what, before starting the awards portion of the event, I do want to take a moment just to acknowledge the work of our knowledgeable and experienced Nonprofit Excellence Award judges. So listen to this. Collectively, our judges actually read more than 180 nominations of inspiring stories, people, and organizations, and spent so much time and energy on the challenge of actually having to select these 29 finalists and, of course, the eventual 6 winners. The judges are listed in the digital program book, and you can see them here on your screen as well. So judges, thank you so much for your service to this important award ceremony. And now we want to get on to, of course, the awards. Our first Nonprofit Excellence Award celebrates excellence in innovation. This award will be presented by Russell Greenwald, Vice President of InSource Services. InSource Services partners with nonprofits, providing clients with expert bookkeeping, accounting, and financial, human resource, and technology management services and support. The InSource team loves solving problems and making things just work better for their clients. InSource knows that proper administration and compliance support collective and effective operations. So welcome, Russell, and go ahead, take it away.
Thanks, Caitlin. I'm honored to represent InSource Services and to present the Excellence Award in Innovation. This award recognizes an organization that has utilized new models, solutions, or strategies to adapt to a changing environment or has found new ways of solving problems faced by our organization or the population that it serves. The finalists for the Excellence Award in Innovation are Apprentice Learning, an organization that provides middle school students with a successful first week work experience that builds confidence and competence and prepares students for meaningful paid employment before they enter high school. Beyond Walls, an organization that introduces public art and curated experiences into the fabric of Lynn communities by partnering with local organizations, municipalities, community members, and experts to design, produce, and manage projects and programs. Cape Wellness Collaborative, which provides free of charge integrative wellness therapies to anyone on the Cape and Islands who have a cancer diagnosis, are undergoing recovering from cancer, or receiving cancer-related care. Found in Translation, whose mission is to give low-income bilingual women an opportunity to achieve economic security through the use of their language skills and to reduce racial, ethnic, and linguistic disparities in healthcare by unleashing bilingual talent into the workforce. And Reboot Rx, a nonprofit tech startup dedicated to fast-tracking the development of affordable cancer treatments. Their strategy leverages repurposed generic drugs, AI technology, and innovative funding models. The winner of the 2021 Award for Excellence for Innovation is Found in Translation. Thank you.
My name is Abigail Sederholm, and I'm proud to serve as Found in Translation's Impact Director. On behalf of our Executive Director, our staff, board, and community, I offer our deepest gratitude for this honor. From its inception, Found in Translation has always been about innovation. We address 2 problems in the world. One is that poverty and homelessness affect women and minorities disproportionately. The other is that language is a major barrier to healthcare, despite the fact that access to a trained medical interpreter is a legally protected civil right. By training low-income bilingual women as professional medical interpreters and connecting them to jobs that demand their skills, we bring these 2 problems together and allow them to solve each other. The health and economic devastation of the COVID-19 pandemic has created an unprecedented and urgent need for both trained medical interpreters and workforce development for immigrant communities. As this crisis disproportionately affects the communities we serve, we harnessed our spirit of innovation in 2020 to rise and meet the increased demand for our program. In the past year, Found in Translation's talented staff successfully transitioned our in-person programming to be delivered online for the very first time, providing uninterrupted support for students and alumni as they navigate changes and challenges in the industry. We are confident that these adaptations will fast-track our trajectory to expand the scope and impact of our work. Found in Translation is honored to earn this award as we mark our 10th anniversary this September. In the past decade, we have trained 291 interpreters in 37 different languages. As partners with us in the fight for language access, they are interpreting at all of Boston's major hospitals, providing language access to over 40,000 limited English speakers each year, all while earning $10,000 more each year on average than before entering our program. And this spring, 90% of the faculty of our training were themselves Found in Translation alumni. I want to close with a short quote from one of our graduates, Serafima, a former doctor in her home country, who came to the U.S. many years ago only to struggle to find well-paid, meaningful work. She says, "If I had come to this country and discovered something like Found in Translation when I first got here, I could have had a different life, a better life. I'm not referring to money, even though secure income would be nice, but it was the encouragement. It was that I was told, yes, this country needs what you have. You have value. And this is what makes all the difference in the world." Thank you, and congratulations to all the other finalists and winners this year.
And just a huge congratulations to Found in Translation. Thank you for all of your work you're doing. Now we do want to take a short break from the award segment of today's program. Jim Clockey, the CEO of MNN, is going to introduce the Speaker of the House, Ronald Mariano's video remarks.
Caitlin, thank you, and good morning, everyone. Before introducing the speaker, I want to just take a minute to say thank you to everyone whose hard work makes these awards possible. Our great MNN staff team, our vendors, our judges, our sponsors, and Madeline Morgan, whose leadership brings it all together. Thank you for a job very well done. Ron Mariano became Speaker of the Massachusetts House in December 2020, and since that time, he's helped lead the Commonwealth's efforts for both pandemic recovery and the quest to build a brighter economic future. The Speaker's been a leader on a wide range of issues throughout his career in the House, including education, criminal justice, gun control, and healthcare. In 2006, as the House Chair of the Healthcare Financing Committee, he helped lead the drive to create the Massachusetts landmark healthcare reform law that set the foundation for the National Affordable Care Act. Most recently, the Speaker's been a leader to secure financial relief for struggling community hospitals, to expand coverage for telemedicine, and more. Please join me in welcoming the Speaker of the House, Ron Mariano.
Hello, this is House Speaker Ron Mariano. Thank you for having me today at the 2021 Nonprofit Excellence Awards. Congratulations to today's award winners, as well as all the nominees, for their accomplishments this year, a year full of challenges and obstacles. It's so important to take time to recognize the hard work of nonprofits in our Commonwealth, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. You have been on the front lines of this crisis, providing aid and support to the many residents who have been severely impacted by it. Every day, nonprofits make a difference in our state, enriching the lives of our children, families, and communities. And you certainly make a difference on Beacon Hill. As legislators, we rely on you to know what's going on with all sorts of issues, from addiction, homelessness, and domestic violence, to climate change and voting rights. All these issues impact each resident, from our youngest to our oldest. Collaboration between the public and nonprofit sectors is so critical in ensuring we are providing responsive and quality services to the Commonwealth's most vulnerable residents. I have found that most people are familiar with the work of an organization in our own community, or one that is dear to our families. But sometimes we overlook the importance of nonprofits as a sector. The Massachusetts Nonprofit Network has found that nonprofits employ over 548,000 Massachusetts residents, making up about 17% of the Commonwealth's workforce. This is one of the highest percentages in the nation. In addition to the positive economic impact this has, nonprofit employees also improve the quality of life here in Massachusetts. These individuals carry their compassion with them, improving the lives of those who surround them. Our nonprofit workers contribute to the fabric of society and make Massachusetts a more fair, just, and caring place to live. So with that, I'd like to thank the Massachusetts Nonprofit Network for its enthusiasm and capability in bringing so many organizations together. I am looking forward to meeting with you in your organizations in my role as speaker. Congratulations again to the finalists. Thank you for what you do for Massachusetts, and thank you for having me here today.
And thank you so much to the speaker for those inspiring remarks. So our next award is for excellence in advocacy. The award will be presented by President of Harvard University, Lawrence Bacow. From Cambridge to Allston, Brighton to Longwood and beyond, Harvard is proud to be part of this region and contribute in ways that make the communities they call home more vibrant as a result of the collaboration between the university and its partners all throughout the region. Harvard's alumni, faculty, and students are actively engaged with public service and nonprofit organizations that provide critical services throughout Massachusetts. So thank you so much for joining us, President Bacow. Take it away.
Thank you, Caitlin. On behalf of Harvard University, I want to say congratulations and many thanks to the Massachusetts Nonprofit Network and all of its members who are represented here today. The talent, strength, and deep sense of collaboration within the nonprofit sector have only been enhanced by the challenges we've all faced within the past year. Harvard, we strive to fulfill the university's charitable mission by serving as the home base for various organizations addressing community needs in all areas ranging from the arts and culture to education and public health. We're proud to support the work of more than 140 Boston and Cambridge-based nonprofits. Through these programs and meaningful relationships with many partners like you, together we will continue to flourish and move ahead in our commitment to serving others throughout the Commonwealth. The Excellence Award in Advocacy recognizes a nonprofit organization whose work has recently affected significant public policy change through the education mobilization of constituents, the general public, or public policy decision makers. I'm honored to be able to reflect on the incredible work of these organizations today. The finalists for the Excellence Award in Advocacy are Two Life Communities, an organization that develops, builds, maintains, and manages broadly affordable housing and support services for more than 1,500 older adults of all backgrounds to build connection and community. The Environmental League of Massachusetts, which is committed to combating climate change and protecting the state's land, water, and public health using a strategic approach by creating diverse alliances and building the power of the environmental community. Hildreth Institute, an organization that works to research, develop, and promote solutions for changes in public policies and institutional financial practices that will reduce costs to students and improve quality while ensuring that students' rights are safeguarded. And the Massachusetts Voter Table, whose mission is to advance civic access, engagement, and representation to increase resources and power for people of color and working class people toward achieving a multiracial democracy. The winner of the 2021 Award for Excellence for Advocacy is the Hildreth Institute. Congratulations to our award recipient and to all of the nominees.
Hello, It's truly an honor for Hildreth Institute to be receiving this award. I would like to thank the Massachusetts Non-for-Profit Network for holding this event yearly, as it gives us a great opportunity to learn about the wonderful non-for-profit organizations in our states. And as a young organization, we are actually very humbled by all the incredible work that has been done by our peers here in Massachusetts. In 2018, Bob Hildreth, Yimin Schwang from Inversant, and myself have launched Hildreth Institute in order to tackle and address the systemic problems we have witnessed in our higher education system while working with families from underserved communities. The goal is to create an inclusive and equitable higher education system, and the first step is to address the financial aid system that has become extremely dependent on student loans, which has unfortunately perpetuated and exacerbated existing gender, racial, and socioeconomic inequalities. The saying goes that it takes a village, and this could not be more appropriate for advocacy. And so I would like to thank all our partners, local and national. I would like to also thank our sister organizations, Inversant and Zero Debt Massachusetts, our team members and activists who work tirelessly. I would also like to thank, of course, Bob Hildreth, who is making all this possible. He is a passionate advocate for social justice himself, and we are always very energized by his relentless enthusiasm for positive social change. But this is just the beginning. We are really looking forward to collectively fighting for a better, just, equitable, diverse society. So thank you very much.
And a big congratulations to the Hildreth Institute. And now we're going to pause for another quick break just from the awards section to conduct a little official MNN business. I am pleased to pass the program off to Jackie Anderson, Chair of the MNN Board of Directors and Senior Director of Grant Making at the Blue Cross Blue Shield Foundation, who will now call to order MNN's annual meeting.
Thank you, Caitlin. I'm pleased to call to order the 2021 annual meeting of the Massachusetts Nonprofit Network. Every year at this time, we elect members of MNN Board of Directors for a first or second year term. The process this year has been slightly modified from pre-pandemic years to fit the needs of a virtual format. Our board consists of a fantastic group of dedicated volunteers. They represent all regions and subsectors of the Massachusetts nonprofit community and help to establish a strong unified voice for our members. A few days before this event, we emailed an electronic ballot to all current MNN nonprofit members with information on this year's candidates nominated for the board for first or second term. If you have returned the ballot, thank you. If not, please take a moment to review and return it. The ballot's results will be shared with the board of directors in the days ahead, and the board will then appoint members. At this time, we'd also like to take a moment to recognize a leader of our board who has completed his final term. Thank you to our friend Jim Ayers, principal and founder of Strategies for Collaborative Impact and Justice Consulting, for his service to MNN and the nonprofit sector. Jim has made an outstanding contribution to the success of MNN, and we thank him for his service. Most recently, Jim was the board chair of MNN. On a personal note, I would like to thank Jim for supporting me as I moved into this position of board chair. I only hope I can do as good a job as you've done, Jim, in your service to MNN. And Jim, the board is sending you a plaque in recognition of your years of service to MNN. Once again, I remind all current nonprofit members to submit their vote on the board candidates by using the electronic ballot that was sent prior to this event. That's all the official business. Caitlin, back to you.
Jackie, thank you so much. So our next award is for Excellence in Resilience. This award will be presented by Lisa Murray of Citizens. So Lisa, I'm going to send this one back to you.
Thanks, Caitlin. The Excellence Award in Resilience recognizes a nonprofit organization that has shown great resilience in response to the events of 2020 by virtue of its response to the pandemic's challenges and the expansion of its impact that resulted. The finalists for the Excellence Award for Resilience are Backyard Growers, a Gloucester-based organization whose mission is to cultivate healthy, connected, environmentally sustainable communities and to fight for food injustice by teaching people how to grow their own food. Food for Free, which is dedicated to providing the greater Boston community with reliable access to fresh and nutritious food by reducing food waste, which would otherwise go unused, and creating new distribution channels to underserved populations. More Than Words, a nonprofit social enterprise that empowers youth who are in the foster care system, court-involved, homeless, or out of school to take charge of their lives by taking charge of a business. Square One, who since 1883 has been committed to ensuring that every child has the opportunity to succeed at school, at work, and in life by providing educational programs, family support services, health and fitness resources, and a voice in their community. And West End House, a youth development and college success organization whose programs are designed so that young people succeed academically, explore and master the arts, develop career pathways, and adopt healthy lifestyles. And the winner of the 2021 Award for Excellence in Resilience is Backyard Growers. Congratulations.
In the spring of 2020, like people and organizations all over the world, Backyard Growers was faced with unprecedented obstacles and the need to shift gears to help our neighbors overcome pressing challenges. In March, we were just about to start our annual work planting crops in our school gardens with Gloucester's pre-K through 7th grade students. But in the shadow of COVID-19 restrictions, we quickly repurposed the school gardens to meet our community's food access needs, planting and harvesting kale to distribute to families receiving free and reduced lunches through the Gloucester Meals program. While the school gardens found new purpose, we spearheaded new ways to give students quality hands-on garden programs at home. We created Salad Days garden kits and distributed them curbside to students. Our food course service member, Emily, provided online lessons and recipes for the students in collaboration with the Gloucester schools. We recognized the need to deliver food growing resources to a broader group of our neighbors. We launched a new Grow Bag garden program designed to serve people who rent their homes or have limited outdoor space by connecting them to sets of grow bags, seedlings, seeds, soil, and trainings to successfully grow their own food. Following its pilot year, our 2021 goal is to serve over 1,000 residents through the Grow Bag program, in addition to our traditional backyard and community garden programs. We also launched an online contact-free store distributing over 2,400 growing resources through curbside pickup events, offering free delivery to hundreds of residents, particularly seniors and other vulnerable populations. In a time of crisis, we found new ways to connect more people to growing resources than ever before, but our impact went deeper. Our community of gardeners told us over and over again that while growing their own food, they felt happier and more hopeful at a time when happiness and hope weren't easy to come by. One of our new older adult gardeners shared this with us. This garden changed my life, adding more joy and gratitude every day. My family, friends, and neighbors became closer around the garden. This is the fuel that sparks resiliency and makes us work extra hard and smart to bring innovative programs to our community. Thank you for the honor to be celebrated for the work we love and bring to our community.
And a big congratulations to Backyard Growers, very impressive work. So now we are very excited to share a beautiful musical performance titled Umoja by Valerie Coleman, provided by Castle of Our Skins, a concert and educational series dedicated to celebrating Black artistry through music. Please enjoy this performance and a few photos and videos that were submitted as part of this year's #MakingADifference social media campaign. Our next award is for excellence by a small nonprofit. This award will be presented by Alana Margolis, Senior Director of State Government and Regulatory Affairs at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts was founded in 1937 when 8 community leaders formed a nonprofit organization to help their neighbors afford health care. Blue Cross's corporate citizenship team devotes their time and expertise working within the community with a focus on making a measurable and sustainable impact in 4 primary areas: healthy child development, education enrichment, healthy environments and family nutrition, and sustainable healthcare systems. Alana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Caitlin. It's great to be here again this year. The Small Nonprofit Excellence Award recognizes an organization that exceeds expectations and, despite their small size, has managed to fulfill their mission and make major contributions to the populations they serve. The finalists for this year's Small Nonprofit Excellence Award are Headliners in Education, an organization that strives to engage and inspire any and all K-12 students through journalism by connecting them with newsmakers with stories to tell. Healthy Waltham, a small grassroots community health organization that supports Waltham's most vulnerable residents through programs that increase healthy behaviors and combat chronic diseases. It Takes a Village, whose mission is to provide free postpartum and early parenting support to families with babies and young children living in Western Massachusetts, inspiring the community to welcome the newest members to their village. Speak for the Trees, an environmental justice community tree nonprofit working to grow Boston's urban tree canopy through a variety of educational programs and advocacy to increase awareness of the importance of trees. And Top Notch Scholars, which focuses on building self-esteem and confidence, healthy relationships, college readiness, public speaking, and financial literacy with a concentration on high school years. And I'm proud to announce the winner of the 2021 Small Nonprofit Excellence Award is It Takes a Village. Congratulations.
Thank you, Alana, and thank you, MNN, for recognizing the hard work of this organization, its staff, and of course, its volunteers. Like so many groups on the call today, we know that the work would not be possible without selfless people giving their time and their energy to support others. We often hear it takes a village to raise a child, but sometimes parents look around and say, where is this village? Do they just show up? Am I supposed to call? First, the village is us. It's everyone on this call today who's working so hard to make sure everyone in this state is supported and set up for success. And yes, the village does just show up. Last year, we had a grandmother call us when her granddaughter was born premature. They needed a special car seat for a preemie, and the hospital didn't have one. So a volunteer drove a donation of clothing and diapers and the car seat up to the hospital to meet them there. But we soon realized that that family needed more. See, because of the COVID-19 restrictions, mom and baby were in the hospital alone. Dad hadn't been allowed in for the birth. The other children couldn't go and visit their mother. Grandma was out in the parking lot and wasn't allowed in to support her daughter who had just had a preemie in the middle of a pandemic. So the volunteers stayed that day and really supported that family and actually came back and visited when the baby came home. The point is, it wasn't about the stuff that day. It was about the village stepping up and showing that family that they had support. I want to ask you all to look at how you can support a family in your community. You are the village, whether you know it or not. Thank you also for recognizing that the issue of family support is one worthy of an award, and that parents don't need to feel judgment when they ask for help. Thank you again, and we're honored to be virtually in the room with so many wonderful organizations. Well done, everyone.
And taking another short break from the award segment of today's program, I now want to turn things back over to Lisa from Citizens to introduce Senate President Karen Spilka's video remarks.
Thanks, Caitlin. I'm honored to introduce a video message from Senate President Karen Spilka. Senate President Spilka represents the 2nd Middlesex and Norfolk District. She is dedicated to the advancement of progressive social causes and a pragmatic fiscal policy of balancing investments in education, infrastructure, and economic opportunity. Throughout her career, the Senate President has championed issues such as juvenile justice, services for the elderly and disabled communities, and mental health. Her accomplishments include the passage of Patients First legislation, which eliminated barriers to care and advanced support for community hospitals, COVID testing sites, medical staff, and telehealth services. In addition, Senate President Spilka's leadership in establishing one of the most robust rainy day funds in the country has allowed Massachusetts to not only avoid cuts to social safety nets, but to expand support for housing stability, food security, unemployment benefits, and relief for hospitality and restaurant industries. Here is Senate President Spilka's message.
Hi, I'm Senate President Karen Spilka. I want to offer a very big welcome to everyone here today. With so much upended by the pandemic, it's awesome to see that so many traditions have thrived in this new digital world that we live in. A big shout out goes to Jim and Jackie, the entire board of directors, and your teams at the Massachusetts Nonprofit Network for bringing us all together. Congratulations to this year's awardees as well. Not enough can be said about the tremendous work you're doing and continue to do. So thank you. Today's invitation to speak to all of you brought a smile to my face. It's an honor to be among so many nonprofit heroes in the areas of health, human services, housing, human rights, youth services, the environment, and so many more. 15 months ago, you sprang into action and answered the call to service on behalf of your communities. You gathered food for the hungry, cared for those who were sick, connected with residents feeling isolated, and helped keep people in their homes. All the while, trying to care for yourselves and your families amid a global pandemic. And you did it without a blueprint and with limited resources. So I know how apt the phrase, doing more with less, is, and what it means this past year. Massachusetts has a history of strong collaborative relationships between the public and private nonprofit sector. If there ever was a time to celebrate that bond and continue to strengthen it, the time is now. In Metro West, the region that I represent, there are 6,000 nonprofits working in 34 communities. And while we're not out of the woods yet, I know those communities are made so much stronger by the efforts of those organizations and the network of more than 30,000 nonprofits across our state. They are the embodiment of what it means to be a commonwealth. And so, to all of you and this year's awardees, we thank you and congratulate your work. We know there's a lot more work to do. The Massachusetts Senate stands ready to roll up its sleeves with you to ensure we do more than just return to the old normal. Instead, we can get back to better. So thank you for all that you do, and please, if you can, take some time to care for yourselves. Thank you again, and be well.
Thank you so much, Senate President, for joining us today and for those very inspiring words. Our next award is for excellence by a young nonprofit professional. The award will be presented by Nikki Conti, Associate Director of Public Outreach and Education at the Massachusetts Health Connector. The Massachusetts Health Connector makes it easier for small businesses with 50 or fewer employees to offer health insurance to those employees. The new Health Connector for Business platform is easy, flexible, affordable, and offers employees from any size company the opportunity to pick from a variety of plans to best suit their needs. So Nikki, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Caitlin. The Young Professional Excellence Award recognizes an emerging nonprofit professional who has made a significant contribution to their organization through their effectiveness, dedication, perseverance, innovative thinking, and interpersonal skills. As I'm sure the Excellence Award judges can attest to, this was a difficult category to determine finalists as there were so many amazing nominees. These finalists are all impressive young professionals, and I'm certain we'll be seeing and hearing more about their accomplishments in the future. Now, the finalists for the Young Professional Excellence Award are Sadira Martinez, Transitional Coach at UTech, an organization whose mission is to ignite and nurture the ambition of our most disconnected young people to trade violence and poverty for social and economic success. Sadira has been a key member in UTech's First Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee and has been instrumental in leading and developing individualized services for the young adults in UTech's programs. Monica Regueiro, Program Manager at the Massachusetts Housing and Shelter Alliance, which works to end homelessness in Massachusetts through permanent housing combined with outcome-based service programs. Monica has been instrumental in building relationships with and between landlords, service providers, tenants, funders, and MHSA staff to ensure that every tenant has a safe home with services they need to flourish. Briana Schissler, Clinical Supervisor at St. Francis House, Massachusetts' largest day shelter, founded to meet the needs of those experiencing homelessness. Briana is being recognized for her unflappable dedication to her clients and her team. She makes positive connections with other departments and agencies to find thoughtful and sustainable solutions so her guests and peers continue to feel supported. Hannah Weinstock, Program Manager at the Science Club for Girls, whose mission is to foster excitement, confidence, and literacy in STEM for girls from underrepresented communities. In response to the pandemic, Hannah designed and launched SCFG Live, a weekly video science show to keep the girls connected to their teams. Since its launch, SCFG Live has produced 28 original shows with 21 guest speakers and has received over 37,000 views. Jabril Yunus, Supervisor of the Mass Hire Central Region Career Center's Business Engagement Services team. Mass Hire is an employment agency that provides employment services for both job seekers and employers. Jabril has led the Business Engagement Services team in maintaining and expanding a robust regional network of businesses, state agency partners, and neighboring Mass Hire career centers with innovative ways of connecting employers and job seekers. The winner of the 2021 Young Professional Excellence Award is Monica Regueiro, Program Manager at the Massachusetts Housing and Shelter Alliance. Congratulations, Monica.
Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to be receiving the Excellence by Young Professional Award. I'm humbled to receive such recognition, knowing that every other nominee is as deserving, if not more, of this award. I have the utmost respect and appreciation for all of your work. This month marks 11 years since I've been working in housing and homelessness in Massachusetts. I began my career in direct services, working in the family and domestic violence shelter systems, and about 6 years ago joined the Massachusetts Housing and Shelter Alliance, seeking a more administrative role and wanting to learn more about the housing side of things. As an organization with a mission to end homelessness, we focus on housing the most vulnerable. The focus of my role in particular is to ensure these individuals remain stably housed. My coworkers would likely characterize me as being quiet, but I find that so much of my work happens in listening to those who want and need to be heard, and the problem solving usually can go from there. That happens in interactions with landlords, tenants, service providers, contractors, vendors, state and city agencies. The importance of coordinating these relationships was especially pivotal in this last year as we navigated the pandemic. We took Zoom by storm to stay connected, learn from each other, and support programs in implementing remote and socially distanced case management services. Quarantine and social distancing meant our tenants, like us, were spending more time than ever in their homes and disconnected from their usual support systems. They relied more heavily on the program for support, and we worked tirelessly with service providers and landlords to ensure they had everything they needed. In this last year, we served over 158 tenants, 85% remain stably housed in our programs, and 11% have moved on to other permanent housing opportunities. These permanent supportive housing programs would not be as successful, and I certainly would not be here today without the support of my colleagues here at Mahasa, our landlord partners, and most importantly, our partner agencies on the front lines, Pine Street Inn, New England Center and Home for Vets, SMOC, Simcoa, and Bay Cove Human Services. I dedicate this award to everyone quietly doing the behind-the-scenes work of program management and coordination. Thank you so much.
And last but not least, our final award is for Excellence in Leadership. This award will be presented by Jim O'Neill, Senior Vice President and Managing Director of Private Client Services at Appleton Partners. Appleton Partners is an employee-owned investment management company. For over 30 years, Appleton is focused on meeting the unique needs of every one of their clients. Appleton Partners employees give back through corporate and individual philanthropy and volunteerism, and we are pleased to count Appleton Partners as a longtime partner of MNN. They support capacity building initiatives such as MNN's annual statewide nonprofit conference, which connects more than 600 nonprofit professionals and business leaders from all across the state to learn, share, and network. So Jim, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Caitlin. The Nonprofit Excellence Award in Leadership recognizes a nonprofit senior executive whose strategic vision, passion, ethical integrity, innovation, and collaborative style have led to a strong record of extraordinary results and has helped guide his or her organization. The finalists for the 2021 Leadership Excellence Awards are Don Cox, President, CEO, and founder of the Massachusetts Military Support Foundation, a nonprofit that provides programs, services, and goods that help satisfy critical needs and enhance the well-being and quality of life for Massachusetts veterans, active duty military, National Guard, Coast Guard, and their families. Don is being recognized for his tireless devotion to those he serves and his strategic leadership to significantly expand MMSF's impact in services during the pandemic. Abigail Forrester, Executive Director of the Center for Teen Empowerment, a youth development program that inspires young people from low-income families to create and implement initiatives that positively influence their peers and create real, meaningful changes in their communities. Abigail has guided the strategic development of the organization for its long-term sustainability and has positioned the nonprofit to be increasingly collaborative with new and past partners to serve its community. Dr. Geralde Gabeau, founder and executive director of Immigrant Family Services Institute, which centers the voice of Haitian immigrants and expedites their successful integration into the socio-economic fabric of the United States. Dr. Gabeau has thoughtfully created and grown its educational programs by over 300% while guiding the pivot to meet community needs with laptops, ethnically appropriate and nutritious meals, and cash assistance. Erin McAleer, CEO of Project Bread, the only statewide anti-hunger organization in Massachusetts. Erin is being honored for her pragmatic and empathetic leadership and development of collaborative partnerships to raise over $1 million at their first virtual Walk for Hunger to fund anti-hunger solutions statewide, provide over 12,000 meals for students, and provided over $750,000 in grants to give more children reliable access to healthy food every day. Sarah Porter, Executive Director of Victory Programs, a nonprofit that provides immediate access to safe and stable housing to those experiencing homelessness and substance use disorders. Sarah is a dedicated leader whose visionary leadership has guided the 200-person team at Victory Programs to respond quickly and proactively to the pandemic and the growing needs of their clients with safe and effective housing, health, recovery, and prevention programs. And the winner of the 2021 Leadership Excellence Award is Dr. Geralde Gabeau, Executive Director of Immigrant Family Services Institute. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Geralde Gabeau with the Immigrant Family Services Institute, known as IFSI. I was born and raised in Haiti from a large but happy family. We learned early on to help each other, to support each other, to be there for each other, because that's the only reason that we could survive. When I moved here to the US, I had to learn a lot in terms of what does it take for someone to come, to leave your country behind, and to come and integrate yourself in a new community, not knowing the language, not knowing the culture, not having any connection. It is a very challenging job. As a leader, I believe my passion is to take on what I learn and then to transfer it to others. That's one of the reasons why when I created IFSI, the mission was to really successfully expedite the transition of new immigrants into their communities. I consider myself as a people person, someone who is rallying others toward one particular cause, helping others, guiding others, supporting others, giving people's joy, giving people's hope. And that's one of the reasons why I am truly honored to accept this Excellence Leadership Award. And I want to thank the Appleton partners for choosing me. I share this award with all the families that we serve every day, the children, the newly arrived families. And I also share it with all of the volunteers who are always with me, saying always yes to the call to serve. Because to me, as a leader, we are called to serve. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity and for the privilege to serve others. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Gabeau, and congratulations to all of the winners of the 2021 Nonprofit Excellence Awards. Before closing today's program, we also want to present the winning video from the 2021 Making a Difference social media campaign. So as some of you may know, every year, MNN runs this hashtag Making a Difference campaign on social media. In the weeks leading up to the Nonprofit Excellence Awards, it's all to raise public awareness about the specific ways nonprofits are making such a big difference in our lives and the lives of others in our communities. But this year, we've asked our hashtag Making a Difference campaign partners to submit short videos that show the many ways they've responded to this past year and the needs of their communities. So we are so pleased to present this video to close up today's program. So thank you to everyone who joined us all today virtually. And of course, a very special thank you to today's sponsors and presenting sponsor citizens. Please also don't forget to join us tonight for a virtual networking event that's going to be with the Young Nonprofit Professionals of Boston. It starts at 5:30 p.m. We hope you all enjoyed the morning. Congratulations to all of the winners and the nominees, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.